In going through some of the pro-insurance company precedent, there are certain themes, and I've titled them myths. Some of you will deem them to be reality. Myth number one is the importance of notice in a claims-made policy. The argument that's widely accepted is that notice is more important to an insurance company in the claims-made context because it defines the coverage parameters and allows the insurance company to compute premiums with greater certainty. However, I think if you were actually comparing the importance of notice in most claims-made policies as opposed to occurrence policies, there are some strong arguments why notice is actually more important in the occurrence context. In occurrence policies, there's typically a duty to defend, so the policyholder takes over the defense, appoints counsel, runs the defense of the case. It's much rarer in the claims-made context that you would have a duty to defend. Often the insured maintains control of the defense and there's a duty to reimburse defense costs. So there might be less need for the insurance company to get in at the beginning than in an occurrence situation. In addition, on many occurrence policies, you have $1 coverage. From the first dollar spent, you've got coverage, whether it's a defense dollar or an indemnity dollar. For claims-made policies, you'll often have defense within limits. You'll have significant self-insured retentions and deductibles. So really, what's the harm to the insurer if they find out a year later if they haven't, if really their coverage level hasn't been reached? In addition, with occurrence policies, a carrier may be on the hook for 10 years of coverage if it's a continuing loss claim. With regard to claims-made policies, there's only going to be a single policy triggered, so the exposure could be significantly less. So I think that essential fundamental idea that notice is more important and more fundamental in a claims-made context is not necessarily true and may vary widely depending on the product sold and the nature of the loss.